Hello guys, so this is my last video for the season 3 and this is my UMVC3 tier list characters. So probably your tier list is not the same as my tier list because this is variable conform the day you are playing. The combos are you seeing and the mechanics are you learning, because even today this game has shown us new mechanics every time. So this is only simple representation, but it's always variable and it's not the true about the ranking of the characters, because people have different opinions about that things, even in this game or in this life experience playing. So I put here Virgil, Morgan and Zero in the ranking S, because for me this character has broken mechanics that can break the game literally. So sword loops to protection and high speed with X Factor, teleportation powers and Haptic Slash, considering the cutting power of the Yamato even in projectiles. This makes this guy so badass. Morgan by your way has very strongest projectiles and have aura special, level 1 special that summons an aura that summons the double of the projectiles she can. Some of the auras or every aura in the game when activated stops to refill power bar, but in the Morgan case the bar still refilling himself, so she is able to refill this bar and lost the Mirage Morgan and summon again with the level 1 bar special. Zero, by the way, is another broken character because he has so much aerial and control and space control and projectile control, and has infinite loops and has broken mechanics, broken sword that makes 2 hits, so break armor attacks too, making him a little character not reached by every character. So Zero is a danger character to play against. So considering Zero in the final of the video, I modified that list for you think how variable is the perception of every character in the game. That perception can change every time. It happens to me in the final of the video. I changed that list, but barely, not so much. In the A rank we have Dr. Doom, broken character, foot dive and victim missiles and power blasts and finger lasers. So we don't need to speak much about this character, but his aerial control is one of the best of the game, together with Magneto. These two is a broken characters too, but for now, in this time I have made this list, I cannot put him in rank S yet because he has some rectangular hitboxes. It's so easily to attach and to grab if you cannot has the good perception about your position in the game. So Chun-Li is broken because he has infinite combos in the air and he has spinning the bird kick that breaks everything in the game. And tip chip, the legs is the almost best in the game for she. And talking about Viper, she has so much dash R and broken attacks that use 1 bar to gain the momentum in the fight, so you can take the control of not good situation for you in the game using this character. Nova has R dashes and so much power, so much damage, even he losing their life when he uses the maximum power with head bars. If you understand, you know that if he has head bars and uses projectile attacks, that projectiles gain so much strength, and he lost the head bar. That is the part of the life he can regenerate out of the ring. Spencer is a good character too. Uses the grapple to come and go in the screen every time, every way he wants. So it's a good character, and his grapple with the strongest attack, this grapple 2 up, is the more strongest and combines with so much assist in the game, doing so much damage. Wesker is based in speed and momentum, so you can surprise your enemy behind him every time. So you need so much perception to fight against this guy. Tron is a broken character because he has air dash. He has so much life. He's a tanker. His hitbox is not so good to see like the another characters, so it's more difficult to combine attacks in Shi. If you trying to do that in another characters, it's so more easily to do. Hager, for me, for most of the players, is not a broken character, but for me, Hager has Lariato. Lariato breaks every move in the game, even Jill Valentine's somersault kick, because the momentum of Lariato is bigger than the somersault kick. So Hager has broken mechanics like grabs in the air, grabs in the ground, grabs, attack grabs. This is so good for him. For a good stance player, Hager is a good character. Well, Captain America is broken with the shield because you can gain control of the opponent's defense momentum, so you can break this momentum to input an attack in a specific moment to break the opponent's guard. This is so good, and you cannot do that without characters you have. The child of captains makes this possible in the game. Other characters has mechanics badly with that, but not so good. But if you consider Spider-Man, he has a very good attack system that you can put the web, the stick web in the ground and force the opponents to block, so you can enter with a up or low attack in a fast way. That Spider-Man is very good about that. Taskmaster has broken mechanics. Frank West not so good, but in level 4 or 5 he is totally broken. Has new movements that makes him another character in another level of playing. And Sentinel has no much life, but has strong attacks and specials to use. Ghost Rider has Kratos chain that breaks all rules in the game, and for a new character, that character can be a problem, makes you cry every day. Hulk is one of the strongest, much life, armor, instead grabs and bad projectiles, but work out in the game. Amaterasu is so much fast, so much little, has counter attacks, has combinations powers with his swords, and very good specials level 1. Hawkeye is arrow control, arrow all of the screen. You cannot ride, there is no escape from Hawkeye. It's very good character. You can see Dual Kevin playing very good with him. You can see that plays in YouTube. Of every character you can see a very good player for him, and you can have a notion of how deep every character can be in the game with that players, top tier players. Wolverine is considered for much people A character, but I want to put him in B because for me Magneto totally broke Wolverine and Doctor Doom, and the other characters has so much mechanics that breaks all Logan tentatives to reach the victory in this game. But it's a very good character too. if is in just one hands, it's 900% that you will lose the match. For this reason I put Tempest in C, but in the final of the video I have changed that because I remembered of Justin Wong. So see the players playing with the characters can change drastically your perception about every character in the game. Thor is a strong and heavy character, somewhat slow, but when you see Iron God playing with him, you will see the extension of the power of the God of Thunder. When he uses Mjolnir's might, he can stop even Phoenix explosion to become Dark Phoenix, and this is a very good thing in this game because it's so hard to stop the Dark Phoenix transformation if you don't have Frank West in your team. I have seen that with Frank West, with Thor, and with Hagar, the characters that can stop the activation of Dark Phoenix. But you can use a glitch, but not glitch totally. But you can use a way to change characters in the air when you have more than one player alive in the game. You can change that choosing the right side and stealing one bar of the Phoenix. So if she die in this momentum, she cannot activate the Dark Phoenix power. This is one of the way to stop that too. In the sea we have here the scatters because Iron Fist has no projectiles. He has a very good attack instance, but it's so easy to stop him. MODOK, I never see anyone playing good with characters, only Priest. Priest is the one single person in the world that can play with MODOK. Jill Valentine, Marilyn Pie has tried to activate his darkness power to see how good this character is, but he gave up because she is so bad. I see only one good player of Jill Valentine, and it is a Brazilian guy. I have lost his name now, but he play very good with Jill and have an infinite combo, a ridiculous infinite combo with she. Only day I have see a reason for she to be in this game. Heisenho is a paradigm. When she uses the aura, he has infinity armor. This is so good, but in the normal play I barely see one or another player that play good with she because she's so difficult to play. A very not stable character that have a very bad movement. She-Hulk is so good with Abel. If you is Abel, you can play She-Hulk or even Combo Fiend. But if you are not one of these two, discard she. Well, Tempest is so good in just one hand, and in the final of the video I have put she in B because Ice Storm is a very good expression in this game with one bar. One of the strongest, one of the fastly, and stops momentum in the game if you call she with crossover combination expression. So this is a very good special to use in the game, and she has a very good momentum speed in the air and in the ground and very good powers to use. So I have made a mistake and not put him in C but in B or E or A. Maybe A because she's so good. See what I'm talking about. Every time you pass around all characters you can see more good things or more bad things to put him in B or C ranking, leaving consideration your experience in the game. Well, Strider Hiryu, I see so much players playing with him, but I don't consider him a good character because he has so little life. It's like a phoenix. You do a combo in him and he dies. He is fast and has that ninja stuff, but not so good for the another stuff this game has. So when I finished that list, not battle fair of your real potential in these positions. So I think that another way is to do that list in a better way to understand the extension of the power of every character. So let's see another things I have studied to do that. Well, to do that list, First, I have think how much life that character has in the game. So I have grabbed this list that informs me how much life every character has in the game, and the most helpful character you can see is Thor, and the most bad character is Phoenix, because he has only this amount of health, and she only reach his full potential of health if she can collect 5 bars and transform himself into Dark Phoenix. But even with that, Dark Phoenix has a very bad thing, that is lost life every single time she is activated in the screen. So this is a very bad thing for she, talking about healthy power. Well, leaving this in consideration, I have made an anagram with the characters in the screen. I will show you now. Well, considering that the most low part of the graph is a tank character with most health, and the top is the lowest health, I made this with all characters, that where Thor is in the bottom and Phoenix in the top, representing the health power. With that, I try to addition in the left and the right side things to equilibrate that graph, and the graph in the final become this. So when in the top is the healthy, the less health characters, and in the bottom is the most health characters. In the left we have the most projectile characters, that is the characters that use energy, blast, and special bar. And in the right we have the stance characters, that is the characters most focused in the control of stance and the grabs and armor, and that have things in the game. The right is the heavy things, the left is the light things, the top is the less health, and the bottom is the most health the character has in the game. But when I pass out all characters doing that, I can see all of them more deeply, and the most fair way to do that list is separating him in another list. Well, this is a projectile ranking list. This is the site I have made, that is the tire maker. You can do your own list and post him in the site, so people can see what you think about the game and your experience with the characters. And for me, the projectile characters list is that SC ranking projectile is Morgan, with the ship projectiles that can refill the bar even with the are activated. The Arthur, when he activates the armor, the projectiles they projectiles becomes the strongest projectiles in the game, even more strongest than Iron Man Beam is one of the best projectiles in the game. But I put him in the A ranking because these S ranking characters for me has so much projectiles types and so much more strongest projectiles. I'm considering him not the power of the projectiles himself, but the capability of that projectile becomes another things or another directions in the screen, like the missiles that follow the charter, and he uses the ice too, or the firestorm cyclone protecting himself of another projectiles or another something that coming in, or that pink sphere that he use and follow the character, or the pink storm. He has so much projectiles types that can protect him. And Iron Man has only Unibeam and the power bomb that he throws the top from the bottom. Two types of projectiles. I'm not considering that thing that he uses in his head, because his instance that he uses he cannot use that in mid-air. For example, different type of projectile for me. It's a stable power that he can blows up in his head if he want. But I'm considering things like leaving it in consideration, I put Modok in A because their projectiles become strong even he use analyze cubes. If he not use analyze cubes, that projectiles is so bad, and he cannot use even jamming bomb. Jamming bomb is a good projectile that inverts the direction of all players, but with no jamming bomb, the projectiles become so more weak and not so good to use. So this is the egg characters with so good projectiles to use in the game, and the S characters, I'm sorry, and this is the A characters that use projectiles in the game. I consider with so good too, and this is the B projectile types because Captain America has your shield, Hugh has Hadouken types, and Amaterasu has ice beams, and Nova has only energy javelin. Is good to use, but it's only a single projectile. Oh, and he has the child he used in his front is so very good to protect him of another projectiles or another attacks. Viper has only his glasses, that is a good beam that she can use in the game. Virgil has only the cut dimension, but is a good projectile too. And in the new position I have put the characters that don't have any projectile type in the game for me. I consider even Spencer grapple made in chance with projectiles for me is not a projectile because he needs to projectile himself in the character before he uses the grapple. So for me is a type of grab. It's a type of grab, following grab. So I not consider that a projectile type, and this character for me has no projectile in the game because that I put him in the new stance in this tire list. Well, before that I have made another tire list that considers another perspectives for the game. The projectile perspective for me is the best characters in this type, but making a new list with versatile types of characters that considering this speed and dash cancelling ability, the ability to cancel a dash and the teleport in the game, I can put that list in this way because Wesker has so good teleports. You can control the teleports of Wesker in the screen. He not has freezed teleports like Virgil that always teleports in the back or in the front or in the top of the character. Wesker can teleport every time in every space of the screen if you want. He can teleport off the top for the bottom. He can teleport from the bottom to the top in the right top or left top of the screen. You can choose the way you will put your character. And with X Factor, he is almost imperceptible in the screen with this velocity. So Wesker for me is one of the best versatile characters in the game with the speed, their dashing, cancelling, and the teleport ability. Virgil has so good versatile abilities too because with X Factor he becomes the most fastly character in the game considering his instance attacks and his teleportation ability and his rapid slash that needs the opponent to see deeply what the character are doing to stop him, and the Dark Phoenix or the Phoenix because she have one of the best teleports in the game with the fastly teleport and reaction. I believe it's the fast teleport, even more faster than Deadpool and Doctor Strange, but I can be wrong. But considering that I believe that, I put him in the S in versatile. For Dante I have put Dante, Magneto and Zero in A because he has so versatile too and has dash cancelling. And for B I have put that not other characters because Morgan, for example, has no dash cancelling, but the dash of she use is so good too. Spencer has very good dash cancelling, has grapple in the screen, and Rocket Raccoon has teleportation with ground excavation. Is so good to use, and has ground excavation ride that avoid him of projectiles or something that will hit him. Is very good. I believe that pool can be put in A here, considering the flying ability too in this ranking too. So flying ability of Storm, Trish, and Morgan made she a very strong mid-air character that control the screen perfectly. And Deadpool has no flying ability. He has only dash canceling and teleport. Even the teleport of he being one of the best teleports of the game. But maybe he can put it in A ranking here him too. For the C I have put it Dormammu. Dormammu can be, oh my god, Dormammu can be A because the projectiles is so good and he can, but we are considering versatile here, not projectile. So Dormammu has no dashing cancelling. This is so very bad. The only thing that can make him control the screen is your projectiles, and in his rank we are considering the control ability with this velocity and teleportation and flying skills. So he has a good teleports through in the game that control the screen and have fly. So maybe he can be put in the B or A, and I put it in C for mistake, or because I have another opinion now. See how variable is that perception of the game again. And Doctor Strange has good teleport too, and Doctor Doom has no teleport and no dash cancelling, but he has mid-air flying cancelling and he has dashing air cancelling, which is so good for him, making him one of the strongest characters in the game that control mid-air. And Thor has very good flying and dash ability. Even he being one of the slowest characters in the game, the dash become him more fastly possible. And for D we have Iron Fist that have dash cancelling but has no teleport and no flying ability. The same for the Taskmaster, but he uses web swing 2 times I believe in air, or 3 times, I don't know. Nemesis has dash cancelling but has no fly and has no teleport ability. And for that I put that characters in the D. In the A I can put Arthur because even he having 2 jumps and with armor I believe 3 jumps if I am not wrong. He has no dash cancelling, has no flying, is one of the most slow characters in the game to control. Hulk is the same way of Arthur. He has dash cancelling, but you can you need to do that with good precision, because with 2 down and 2 attack buttons you activate the area of heal, and this will use 1 bar, and it can be happen when you trying to do dash cancelling with him. Heisenhow has no dash, only teleportation and very bad movementation speed. Even she talking in the air, one of the abilities of she. Well, Chris, Ghost Rider, and She-Hulk and Phoenix Knight has cancelling abilities, but has no flying power and no teleportation and not of these things. So because that he is in this ranking. I believe I can delete that stance, put all these characters in D, half of these characters in C, and half of these characters in B, and some of these characters in A. I made this wrong, or I have changed my opinion now, seeing that again. But consider that in the day I have made, and let's go for another list that considers another attributes in the game. See that. Well, how you see, this type of list I have made consider the stance that I consider that in that health power of the character, the how much heavy he is, how much strongest, how much armor he can, and how much grab he do in the game. So in S ranking I have put Hagar and Thor and She-Hulk, because these 3 is very good health characters in the game and have very good grabs. Hagar has no armor if you not consider gladiator armor, but he has air grabs, ground grabs, and attacking grabs that can grab the character in the ground or in the air. A very good types of grabs, and his level 3 is a grab too. And he has gladiator that stops everything in the game. This is broken. And Thor has air grabs too, and ground grabs, and your single grab that every character has makes him throw the characters in the air and combo after that, so it's very good. Thor has armor when you use Mjolnir's might power and surpass every attack, every projectile, everything in this game is so very good. And have the most amount of health in the game. She-Hulk has ground grabs, air grabs, and has grab cancelling, and has level 3 grab special, level 1 bar air grab special, so it's a very good character to grab your opponent every time in this screen. And the grabs that he do makes the character like 6 or 5 seconds with stun. It's a very good thing in the game that makes you think every combo you can do possible with that advantage in the game. So Hulk and Nemesis has in A because he has very strongest, and he has good grabs too, but not so good like the 3 first characters I have presented in this list, but has very good grabs too. Nemesis has grounded grabs and air grabs that you can use. Hulk too, but Hulk needs to be more closely for the enemy, and have armor. The 2 characters have armor. Nemesis has 1 attack of armor, and Hulk has 2 or 3 armor attacks. That makes him a very good character too in the game. Well, the B stance is that characters that have normal grab attacks, but in the case of Spencer is a grapple grab that is very good, or MODOK that has a level 1 grapple grab attack too, and the Sentinel has the squeeze of death that you can use to kill your opponent literally. And Ghost Rider has the best level 3 in the game with this Penitence Eye that you can use in any character that is brave sufficient to reach closely for him. And leaving this in consideration, and the stance type and the character, I put that in B. Maybe Sentinel can be put in C, but I put she or he in B because this robot has 2 armor attacks, one that he can do a punch, and the another that he can use the S attack to blow up the opponent to the air. So it's armor attacks that is very useful. He has 3 armor attacks because he has the dash slicing, kicking feats. Has armor too, so he's a very good strongest character to put in that list in this position. Well, the rest of the characters I have put in C because it has normal grabs. Some grabs is more good than another grabs, like grab Magneto and Doctor Doom grabs. You know, one of the best grabs in the game to you do. Magneto is one of the best because you can grab your character in every position of the screen, and before that he is put in a stun way that you can combo after that. It is so very good. So leaving this in consideration, this is the stance type I have made for this game. Oh, I have another list to represent it before. It's the variable list. I will explain that now. Well, this is the variable tier list I have made of this game. What is variable in this case is the ability of the character to change himself in the game. Like Frank West can upgrade for level 1 to level 5, and Phoenix Wright can judge the character with he found all the evidence and object the fight. So these 2 characters has ranking S because he has a very strongest modification in the game when he's activated. The type of playing of their 2 is very changed when you use that in the game. It's the more strongest auras in the game, you can consider it that way. Frank West has an infinite aura if you use the level. Level is not upgraded downgraded. But Phoenix Wright can lose your judgment type instance, and you can activate it. You need to activate that again if you lost that in the battle. Well, Phoenix has Dark Phoenix Aura. You need 5 bars, but it's not deactivated in the game until you die or win the match. And Arthur has one of the best auras in the game that you can use upgrading their armor. The durability is so much time, so much strongly, and because that, their two are in the A position. B position is another character that use aura types, like Ryu has aura, Wolverine has aura, and Virgil and Dante has Devil Triggers. Is very good because regenerates life too. If you have red bars, regenerates in the fight. Zero can use the Shadow Zero. I don't know how to talk about that power, but you understand this aura too. Morgan has the mirror aura, and Firebrand uses the demon aura. I don't know what is that. Is the stones of the game? I don't know, but it's a good aura. Heisenhower has the one of the fastest auras in the game, just like Zero. Durability is little seconds, but made she becomes a infinite armor character that can be used with a very good assist, so it's very good too. Well, in C type I can put these characters because Amaterasu has no aura but has slowing. He slow times in the screen. You consider that aura that slows the opponent. Like the aura that made these characters more fast, this aura make the opponent more slow, so I consider that way. Beautiful Joe has slow. It's a grab special that can be considered a negative aura in the opponent that you can use. Shumagora has the level 3 aura that when you use their level 3, you have some aura seconds to grab the opponent and complete the level 3 animation and damage that you can do in your opponent. The Modok has the analyze cubes that can make him more strongest, so I consider that a type of aura because make the projectiles and the strategy of the opponent of this character more deeply and more strongest, so it's very good. Dio has level 3 aura type that made she missile in the screen. I don't know how to control that, but has very good players that play with that. And Felicia has the Kid Helper, is one type of aura too. Not help every time, but you use that with knowledge. You can use that good. And another characters I have put here, I don't know or I don't remember, has no aura in the game that modifies his stance. Dormammu has the power of creation and power of destruction, but I consider that type of projectiles and not modification of aura or something like that. And Iron Fist has the that attacks that made him armor, and it's a type of aura, but it's not so specifically than the other characters in the game. But maybe he can be put in the C in this list. I have forgot from that character these things that he can do. Before that, I have made a final tier list that I will show now, and I made that today. Well, this is the final tier list I have made. You can see I have put Doom from A to S here. So we have 4 characters in the S tier. This is generally considering stance, projectile, grab, and health, and every aspect that I have showed in this video. Considering that amount of things in every characters in the game, I have put that characters in these positions. So for me, this character is a C rank. It's maybe because I cannot know how to play good with him, or because every time I have has opponents I have obliterated that. But when I get that first characters in the screen, I have so much good to fight against. So for me, this is the S ranking characters, this is the E ranking characters, this is the B ranking characters, and this is the C ranking characters. But I'm sure that this ranking will modify someday or when I play this game again, because every day we are discovering new mechanics and new ways to see the characters and the stance screen and the position of the characters. So in this time, in this year of the game, in this day I have posted this video. This is my tier list. Tomorrow I can change that for another list, I believe. This is a fact. But that is my UMVC3 tier list. Thank you if you have seen this video until this, and thank you for the support, and long live to Marvel. When's Marvel, baby? Thank you, and until the next season. Goodbye.